Hi Mark, you are early today. What are you doing?
Hi Zino, I am studying. Next, I will go to the church and pray to St Jude to help and guide me on my exams. Mommy said they always pray to him before exams. We will be having an exam tomorrow about St Jude Tadeus.
Oh, but St Jude is more than that. I know his story, because we just finished discussing about him yesterday. Do you want me to help you study?
Really?
Thank you. I want to know more about him. Okay, let me tell you his story. St. Jude Tadeus is often mistaken as Judas Iscariot the traitor. Reference to St. Jude Tadeus is present only in two occasions in the Bible. The first instance is when he was chosen as an apostle, and the second instance is during the Last Supper. Did you know that St. Jude is a close relative to Jesus? Yes, St. Jude's father Cleopas was the brother of Jesus' father, St. Joseph, and St. Jude's mother was the cousin of Mother Mary. So in the way, he was a cousin of Jesus. You see, St. Jude is related to Jesus in both mother's and father's family. This relationship should be the reason for his strong intercessory powers. As one of the 12 apostles of Jesus, St. Jude Tadeus preached the good news of Jesus throughout Galilee, Samaria, and Judea. In 37 AD, he traveled to Mesopotamia, which is known today as Iraq. There he became a leader of the Church of the East, a church that St. Thomas founded. St. Jude Tadeus also journeyed across Libya, Turkey, Persia, and Mesopotamia with St. Simon. Together they preached the good news and led many people to Christianity. He is often credited as having helped start the Armenian Church and other congregations outside the Roman Empire. In 60 AD, St. Jude wrote a letter to newly converted Christians in the Eastern Church who were suffering persecution. In his letter, he warned them to be careful of the false teachers of the current day who were spreading wrong teachings about Christianity. He encouraged them to keep persevering and to stand firm in their faith in the midst of the harsh realities that they were facing. In spite of the widespread persecutions of Christians during his time, St. Jude Tadeus stood by his belief and ultimately paid the price for his faith. He believed to have been martyred either in Persia or Syria sometime in 65 AD. After his death, the apostle's body was transported to Rome and placed in crypt under St. Peter's Basilica. Today his bones are kept in the left transept of St. Peter's Basilica, under the main altar of St. Joseph, in one tomb that holds the remains of the apostle Simon the Zealot. To this day, many devotees visit the site as a sign of respect and admiration because of his steadfast faith. St. Jude Tadeus is invoked as the patron saint of hopeless cases and desperate situations.
Do you know about the characteristic symbols attributed to St. Jude?
Yes, of course. Let me tell you about them too. St. Jude is holding a medallion. The medallion is an impression of Jesus known as the image of Edessa. King Adbar of Edessa was suffering from a serious illness. He had heard of Jesus healing others and called for Jesus to heal him. Jesus pressed his face into a piece of cloth and gave it into St Jude to present to King Abgar. Upon receiving the cloth, King Abgar was healed. This scene is depicted in one of the stained glass windows at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church, where the national shrine of St. Jude is located. The tongue of flame above his head, this represents the Holy Spirit descending upon St. Jude and the other apostles at Pentecost. They saw what seemed to be tongues of fire that separated and came to rest on each of them. All of them were filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other tongues as the Spirit enabled them. St. Jude is depicted wearing green because green symbolizes hope and renewal, just as in spring when foliage and flowers spring up with renewed life. We turn into St. Jude, our patron of hope in difficult or seemingly hopeless times.
Wow! You really know a lot about St. Jude. Of course, if I have to choose a saint, I will choose him because of his faith in Jesus and in God. In spite of the widespread persecutions of Christians during his time, St. Jude Tadeo stood by his belief and died holding his faith in God. He encouraged people to stand by their faith to God. Always believe in God and stay faithful to Him because God will never abandon us because He loves us very much. Thank you, Zeno, for your help. I learned a lot about St. Jude Tadeus. I'm sure that I will pass the exam. You're welcome. Good luck to your exam.